I'm sorry to the victim. I'm sorry to his family. I'm sorry to my son. None of them deserve any of this.
A Lake Oswego mother convicted in a highly publicized hit-and-run case sits down with us for an exclusive on-camera interview before heading off to prison. Welcome, everyone, to KOIN 6 News at 6. I'm Kelly Day.
And I'm Jeff Gianola. Here are the facts in this case. 20-year-old Henry Schmidt was biking home on Southwest Barber Boulevard early in the morning of August 16th when he was hit by a car. A bus driver noticed his bike in the road, stopped, and called 911. Schmidt was left with broken bones in his legs, spine, face, and a tear in his spleen. 6 days after the accident, 29-year-old Miriam Clinton turned herself in. After months of court proceedings, Clinton learned her fate this past Friday, 3 years and 4 months behind bars. But before she left for prison, she sat down with Amy Frazier, ready and willing to answer some tough questions. Amy?
Jeff, Miriam Clinton says what happened that night in August was the biggest mistake of her life. Tonight, she has a message for other drivers as she apologizes to the man she hit, his family, and her own 2-year-old son.
So this is the little box that I made for him to fill with kisses so that when I'm not there, he can just open it and have as many kisses as he wants.
When people see this interview, you'll be headed to prison.
I'm losing my son, and I hurt somebody else, and this has affected so many people's lives in so many ways that didn't do anything to deserve it, and it's all my fault.
We wanted to know how it could happen.
How do you hit someone with your car and then take off?
29-year-old Miriam Clinton, a single mother from Lake Oswego, agreed to sit down with us to answer some sobering questions on what she knew would be one of her last days of freedom for the next 3 years.
I sentenced you to custody or regular corrections division for a period of 40 months.
Last Friday, a judge sent her right from court to prison after Clinton pleaded guilty to hit and run, third-degree assault, and drunk driving.
I mean, I hope that people think twice before they tell themselves that they're okay to drive home.
The night of August 16th, driving along Southwest Barber Boulevard after dinner and drinks with friends.
I reached in the back seat to grab my purse to make sure that my babysitter hadn't texted me. And as I reached back, I could feel my car hitting the curb.
At the time, investigators say 20-year-old Lewis and Clark student Henry Schmidt was walking his bike along the road because of a flat tire.
And I looked up, and what felt to me like a sign or something hit my windshield, and all I could think was, oh my goodness. I kept going. I should have stopped, but I certainly did not think that I had hit a human being.
You knew you had hit something. Yes. Why not stop and pull over and figure out what that was?
In my mind at the time, being intoxicated, I thought to myself that, what's the difference if I deal with it now or if I deal with it tomorrow when I'm, at home.
You weren't supposed to be driving that night at all.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind the drinking.
Mm-hmm. Because of my suspended license, yes.
Did you ever think about that choice?
Yeah, it was a lot of bad choices.
The next morning, a Saturday, Miriam says she had her car towed to an auto body shop where her ex-boyfriend's friend works, and then left town on a camping trip with friends until the following Tuesday. Meanwhile, Henry Schmidt was in the hospital with a broken leg, broken bones in his face, a fractured spine, and lacerated spleen. His family speaking out from the hospital, hoping someone will tell police about the hit-and-run driver.
This could be anyone's loved one. Anyone's brother or sister or parent or child, and nobody should be in this position.
What do you want Henry Schmidt to know?
I've put him through all this pain and suffering, and I just want to know that I'm sorry.
Miriam says she returned from her camping trip on Tuesday and went to her restaurant job on Wednesday.
Had no idea that any of this had happened.
Until, she says, she got a call from her ex-boyfriend who knew about her damaged car and had seen news reports of the hit and run.
So I went on the internet and I realized that there was like a really good chance that I was involved in the hit and run on the news, and so I immediately called an attorney. We called the car in. I turned myself in. I wasn't hiding from anybody.
She says she wants people to know she passed a lie detector test. At the same time, she says she is taking responsibility for her mistakes.
I'm a good person that made a terrible mistake. I'm sorry to the victim. I'm sorry to his family. I'm sorry to my son. None of them deserve any of this.
Now, prosecutors tell me that evidence in this case, like her damaged windshield, strongly supports that she knew she hit a person. That victim, Henry Schmidt, was not up for doing an interview, but his mother tells us he's been working very hard on recovering. She also says she appreciates Clinton's apology, saying this crash was a terrible thing. Jeff?
Amy, thank you.